Why aren't you manifesting your baby? Manifesting intentionally is the ability to set the intention for what you want, to have that vision, and allowing that reality to come to you. So 2 reasons why it may not be happening is, number 1, you won't allow yourself to see your ideal future because you don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. And number 2 is that you allow yourself to imagine it and see your desired outcome, but you can't hold the vision consistently because the doubts and the fears creep in. If either one of these situations apply to you, your work must include releasing the fears. As long as your heart and mind are at odds with each other, where your heart wants your baby, but your mind is saying that it's not possible, your mind's going to win because it's going to bully your heart into submission. You have to open your heart so that you see yourself with your baby. And that's risky, which is why your ego is going to try to protect you by keeping your guard up. So let's use the example of relationships because everyone can identify with that. And to be in a loving, fulfilling relationship with your partner, you have to be vulnerable and open. At some point, the defenses had to come down, even if you've been hurt in past relationships. You have to let go of the past and not drag your history into the present and future. You had to risk being hurt or rejected by your current partner. Statistically, 50% of marriages end in divorce. I don't think that was on your mind when you were at the altar. Instead, you were building your future without giving that statistic any consideration at all. So, think about how do you think your relationship will change if in the back of your mind, 50% of marriages end in divorce, and that kept playing over and over like a broken record in the background? You're going to get defensive, reactive, shut down emotionally. You're basically going to self-sabotage your relationship. In the same way that you have to stay focused on how you want your relationship to thrive, you have to keep true to the vision of your baby, regardless of what the statistics are. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. And that's a Tony Robbins quote. If you're focused on failure, energy is going to flow to give you more failure. If, however, you stay focused on success, energy will flow to give you success. You think of it this way. Your baby is energy now. Their soul exists as energy that hasn't materialized into our physical world yet. To manifest your baby, you have to receive your baby's energy as it is now before they come wrapped in a physical body. Your baby has a gestation period of 9 months in your body during pregnancy, but there's also a gestation period before conception as you and your baby prepare to be united. So that gestation period is fully dependent on how receptive you are to your baby's energy. If you block that energy because you're unwilling to imagine yourself with your baby before you're actually pregnant, or you close your heart by shielding yourself from disappointment, or you don't trust yourself, you're not allowing the energy of your baby to come in. Open your heart by being present in the moment. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. You have to be open to taking the risks. The situations that you consider disappointments, such as getting your period or failing an IVF cycle, in and of themselves are not negative. The universe isn't punishing you or deeming you unworthy. The universe or God, whatever you believe in, doesn't judge. They're considered negative because you're the one who has the judgments of the situations and have attached a story and a meaning to them. When you think about it, how many years of dating, boyfriends you've had, dates that you've gone on before you found your partner, right? That was a long process for most people. And despite the heartache and disappointment over many years and even decades of dating and failed relationships, you didn't give up on love. And so, don't give up on yourself and your baby, because that's what you're doing when your heart tells you that you're meant to be a mother, but your mind and ego are saying it's not possible. So for the other category of people who are allowing themselves to imagine and see their desired outcome, which is the baby. So they're allowing themselves to imagine the baby, to visualize the baby. a possible reason why that they're not manifesting the baby is because they're not able to hold the vision consistently, because the doubts and the fears are coming in. And it's really important that you not get distracted by the doubts, by the statistics, and by what other people are saying. You have to stay true and hold that vision very, very steady. You can't go dip in and come out, dip in and come out, because it's really determined by how much time you spend in the belief that you can have can have what you want. If you spend relatively little time compared to being in doubt and fear, then the manifestation won't come, because the doubt overrides, the belief that it can happen, or the hope that it can happen. So you're going to have to work on really being consistent. You're going to have to work on being consistently in the frequency of holding the vision of having your baby, of having a thriving, happy family, and stay in that without getting pulled down by the doubts. And if you do get pulled down because you're human, that's fine. Being aware of it and then just pivoting very quickly to a higher frequency. And it doesn't even have to be about thinking about your baby, as long as you just raise your frequency and your vibration and not stay stuck in the negativity. That's the most important thing. And so the more that you practice that, then the easier it becomes. And so it just, at some point, it just becomes natural for you, for that hope to develop into belief and trust. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe to get notified of new videos on this channel. I'm Julie Chang, and I'm here to help women in their 40s manifest their baby. I hold live masterclasses where I answer questions from women on the motherhood journey and post clips here. I also help women in my group programs. Click the link in the description below to join my email list to stay updated on my offerings. Thank you so much for joining me today.